Hello guys, welcome to my nightly diabetes walk for my blood sugar control. Um, as you all know, last night I had a little tenderness in my foot. After my walk, I checked. Everything was well. Basically, my socket was pulled back too tight, so it was causing pressure in the toes. But it was no abrasions, no wounds, or nothing started to develop, so everything was good, luckily. Because with diabetes, it can start off just that simple. So it's a good night for a good walk. My blood sugar has been amazing. I've been ranging in between 80, 86, and 100. As you know, I follow a keto diet, intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, meal zone between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And I do my walking in the mornings and my walking in the afternoons, in the evening. My history has been I have osteomyelitis several times. I even had bilateral gangrene. When I was first diagnosed with diabetes, I had A1C as high as 14. And so I'm using everything in my tool chest in order to maintain good diabetic control. Because with diabetes, the more your diabetes is not controlled, the more conditions, the more ailments, the more diseases you can develop, the more complications you can develop, and the more risk of amputations you can develop. And that's one of the worst complications you can have, alongside dialysis and blindness. And worst case scenario, you can end up blind on dialysis with amputation and even death. So guys, the best thing to do to avoid that is to avoid being diabetic at all, is to practice a low carb diet to begin with, so that you never advance to being diabetic. And if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, is to get on a low carb diet. And secondly, is to maintain an active lifestyle, and don't make it complicated. Is to keep moving, be active, and the simplest way to do that is to move wherever you are walking. You don't have to go far. You can walk around your block. You can walk to the stop sign. You can walk to your mailbox. Start simple. And right now I started with the 10% rule. Is every day I increase my walk by 10%. And as long as I have no abrasions, no cuts, no wounds, I just increase my walk by 10%. And so what that does is it keeps my blood flow going to my body, increases circulation, and therefore it decreases my chance of developing any diabetic infections, because as we all know, blood circulation lowers your risk of diabetic infections. Proper shoes, diabetic socks, lowers your risk of diabetic infections. Low carb diet lowers your risk of diabetic infections. So what I'm telling you is to use everything in your toolbox. Low carb diet, proper shoes, diabetic socks, movement, all of which together can all lower your risk of diabetic infections, which in turn lowers your risk of amputations, lowers your risk of dialysis, lowers your risk of blindness. So guys, yes, diabetes could be a very complicated thing, but you can make it simple. You could take it step by step and just enjoy it. Enjoy a nice night out, a nice walk around the block, and and for all of you who are not diabetic, just give your anybody you know a diabetic, give them support, give them a hug, and give them encouragement, because that's where all began, with a little bit of encouragement and not judgment, just encouragement. And a lot of times, when eating wise, we know when we say low carb, low sugar, that means any type of any type of any type of carb turns into sugar. In reality, the only good carb is really vegetable carbs, because vegetables contain fiber, which your body uses to fiber drags the carb out of your body. So you can eat green leafy vegetables, your body won't process the carb in it. But stuff like starches, table sugar, all that stuff is a no-no. Wheats, grains, all of that stuff is a no-no for diabetics. Pasta, sodas with all the sugar. It feels so good out here. Nice night, fresh air. You can't help but feel better. And the more you do it, the better you feel. Hola.
Hello.
Hello. So if you have a friend that's diabetic, just give them encouragement. I mean, it's hard, because a problem with diabetes is that it really does sap your energy. So, so it takes a while to get that energy metabolism back functioning correctly. So you have to encourage them to get moving, so that they build up the energy to keep moving. Hi, Helen. Thanks for your support. I remember there was a time where each step I took felt like I was walking on rocks. It felt like each step was uncomfortable. Like each step was a mission. But the key is having a podiatrist, finding the right diabetic shoes. That's important, because in reality, certain diabetic shoes, if you get the wrong diabetic shoes, that could be of harm. So you have to make sure your diabetic shoes are fitted properly and create no pressure points, because you have to have shoes that have no pressure points, because it's the pressure points that damages your feet as well. Well, guys, I'm coming to the end of my walk. It was a nice walk tonight, and like I said, last night's scare, it turned out okay. I have to be more careful. Thank God it was okay, but like I said, it's not going to deter me. It's going to be bumps in the road, but like I said, as a diabetic, you got to learn how to overcome obstacles. I keep you updated with any updates. Tomorrow, I have an appointment with with the hospital level nuclear medicine. They're going to do a gastric emptying test to see how far my stomach is damaged from the gastroparesis. Because the important thing is when you're diabetic and you're not aware, diabetes damages your nerves and your body and your organs, and then my diabetes damaged the nerves in my stomach, and that's a condition called gastroparesis. So my stomach does not function properly. So I have a test tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. Thank you for your support, guys.